Hi everybody, and welcome to today's video. I'm going to be showing you guys 5 crazy, super simple junk journal ideas that you can make using extra papers, extra tidbits, extra supplies from a kit. Whatever supplies that you have, you can probably make most of these ideas. And this video isn't a tutorial per se, because there is no exact way to do it. This is just 10 really easy, fantastic ideas for you to kind of go off on your own and have fun with. I'm really excited. It's going to be super good. So I have here today 2 different journals that I've completed in the past few months. Very different styles, but both really fun. And lots of fun ideas inside. So you're going to see a lot of work that I've put into these journals just in a few minutes, and get some of your own ideas. So this kit is Minty, for those wondering. This is Minty Lush. This is the Minty Lush Kit, printable kit, and this is the Lost in Florence kit. So I'll have both of those linked in the description of this video if you really are drawn to one style or another, but if not, you can just use any papers that you love, and that is fantastic. So let's get started. I have 5 ideas in here and 5 ideas in here. So idea number 1 is I actually have in both journals because it is super fantastic. But if you have a lot of leftover tidbits, pieces of paper, and things like that, and you just want somewhere to put it, then throw them on to a piece of paper. All you'll need is a strip of paper, scrap paper, whatever, some glue, and you throw a bunch of glue on and you just start layering on those pieces. I have another example here. There, you can kind of do different styles with it. Let's pull this out of the way here. But you can see that I had a bunch of leftover pieces and you can just throw them on. I did mini envelopes, was kind of the theme on this one. I did lace, charms, little papers, everything, and I turned this one into a belly band, like that. And I turned this one into a tuck pocket, so like that. Lots of fun ideas there, lots of things you could do. And if you have a kit, then it's a great way to incorporate something eye-catching into a journal. Idea number 2 is to create a trifold. So if you have a scrap piece of paper that's like a long rectangle like this, you just would fold it into 3 equal parts, and you can embellish both sides, leave them blank, add journaling space, whatever it is. You can even pin it closed, things like that. You could do it on a large scale or a small scale, but essentially you would just fold a paper like that, press it down, and then you have all your flips and everything. So that's idea number 2. Idea number 3, this one is pretty self-explanatory, but you can actually do a lot with it. If you have extra papers that you think are pretty and they're just small, you can just create a look where you create 2 pockets. You can use a hole punch to create a little notch right there, and then add in some of your favorite tidbits on the side. Here's a scrap piece of paper on the side here, this like script, and then I created these as well. I used a hole punch for this little tab and some eyelets. But that's I don't know, in my opinion, it's a really great journal look, journal page look. It's just those stacked pockets. Super simple, very effective. Idea number 4 is one of my favorites. If you have a lot of leftover ephemera pieces, papers, just like papers like this, scrap papers, even tags you could work with, you can create a stacked waterfall cascading event. I don't know, do we want to call it event? I'm not sure. And it's fun because you can do like irregular shapes. They don't all have to be the same size. There's an idea right there. You can do a long one right there, like that. And the way that you do that is if you, let's say this was my piece that I wanted to add in, my paper I wanted to add in, all you do is just fold down that top notch, glue, add it into a journal, and it flips open. And then you can just layer them and stagger them and add tidbits, whatever. That's a really great base idea. Idea around number 5 think we're on number 5. Idea number 5 is an idea if you have a lot of leftover tidbits, but you can actually just get an envelope. It can be an envelope from the mail that you have. It could be one that you folded and made, whatever. And you're going to this is what it started out as, just like this music paper. And then you can just add all your tidbits. Just glue, glue, glue. Lots of glue. Add your tidbits on. Your little labels, everything. Then you trim around the edges, add charms or whatever else you want, and it just creates this really fun collaged look. I love it. I do think that one's a lot of fun. I always have a lot of tidbits. I call them tidbits, but it's just like your butterflies, fussy cuts, labels, numbers, everything you can stamp. I always have a lot of those, and I'm looking for ways to use them because they are fun to work with. Idea number 6 is if you have leftover papers, we all end up with leftover papers, and you're going to cut it into a square. You can do all sorts of sizes and create an envelope. I will attach a little bit of a video right here on my favorite way to do that. There's a bajillion YouTube videos if you want unique patterns and shapes and things like that. This is just a classic shape in my opinion. Classic envelope shape. And it's super easy to do. And then you can of course add some extra embellishments on top. Okay, so we're done with this journal for now. We can take a look at our other one. Idea number 7. This one might be a little self-explanatory, but you can never underestimate the effectiveness of a pocket. If you have extra paper, cut it to the size of your journal page. If you round out the corners, extra bonus points because it just mixes it up and makes it look super finished and clean. Add on that lace, add on extra paper. You can do a strip of paper across. And honestly, I think it looks awesome. Super fun. And it's fun to fill up your entire page as well. So, I mean, yeah, that one's pretty self-explanatory. You guys probably don't even need that one as a tip. But it's a good reminder that simple is the best. Idea number, guys, I don't know, are we on 8? This one is super fun. If you have a large scrap paper left over, I'll actually do this one with you just so I can really show you. Let's say that was the size of my paper that I had left over and I wanted to add it into a journal. You can cut it down to size or you can just do whatever size you have available and you're going to create a flip. So all you need to do that is just fold down an edge, glue, 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 stick it into your journal, and then it folds open and closed, and you can add so many things. The possibilities are endless. I added an envelope on the front of this one, pockets on the top flap, writing space on the bottom. Super universal, great to do. Okay, idea number 9, I believe, is this swivel envelope. So any scrap size of paper would work for this. You can do small, you can do large. I have a video specifically on this one, but at the end of the day, you can really make any size work. All you're gonna do, I'll grab another scrap paper here so you can see, is you want a small top flap. So you'd fold down your top flap, which is like this one, and then decide, how much space you want, and then fold down your bottom flap. And you have an envelope, and that's the gist of it. You can also add on this little swivel feature using a brad and a stiff piece of paper. Try to make sure it's a strong one, like that, to keep it closed. So, really simple idea right there. Oh, idea number 10. Here we are at the end. If you have a large circle, or you can cut a large circle, you could get a cup, trace a circle around it, and you're going to cut that circle in half and add 2 eyelets here. I just glued right here and right here so that this little guy on the inside, this is a piece of ephemera. I don't want to move it because it is tucked in there, but that is removable. And then you can add string. You actually don't even need the string. the string could be obsolete. You could just omit the string and it would still fit in there and hold that piece of ephemera. That is a really fun one, and it's a unique page. I hope you guys enjoyed those ideas and it gave you some inspo for your next journal. I'll have links to our Etsy shop and our website if you want to check out what we do. We just make digital kits, printable kits, and try and bring the world of junk journaling right to your home through that. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and we will see you in our next video. Goodbye.